Mr. Mixer, I fixed it.
Now, there is a reason why I love KitchenAid mixers, and that is because of the utility. You can do anything with these guys. Today, we're gonna make some homemade chicken nuggets. Let me show you. So the reason I'm doing this is I have two kids. One is named Shalita and one is named Finley. Now we call her Shalita because, well, that girl, she'll eat a buffet. But Finley, he is a picky eater. He doesn't like to eat anything. It seems like he is fueled off of dino nuggets. That's all he eats is chicken nuggets. And so I wanted to get him off of all of the processed garbage. There's so many excess ingredients that they don't need to have. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make my own chicken nuggets, and they're gonna be much, much healthier. Now, the cool thing about this is we can add ingredients in there, guys. The kids who don't like the fruits and the vegetables, we can sneak that into the nuggets. They'll never even know. Let's do it. Now to get started here, we need to slide out our, oh, look how easy that slides. And that's because we have these amazing slide mats. You know, you got your mixer, it's always stored in the corner. They're heavy, sometimes it's hard to get out, but these slide mats, oh my gosh, it's a breeze. So today, to make sure that we pack our chicken nuggets full of all the healthy ingredients, we're gonna start with some cauliflower. And what we're gonna wanna do with this cauliflower is we're just gonna wanna cut it off into some chunks, guys, something about like that big. Now we want these in chunks about this big because, well, we're gonna use the slicer shredder attachment. Here we have one made out of stainless steel. This thing is amazing. I think it's better than the ones that KitchenAid put out. Those are plastic. These ones are solid metal. Love them. So if you don't have one of these, however, instead of using the slicer shredder, you can use a food processor, or you can just dice this up really, really small by hand. Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up. Chop, chop. Okay, take a look. We got all of our cauliflower diced up here. Now, some of this we can just break off. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready to put that into our slicer shredder. But first, we need to go ahead and crank this baby up to speed 4, because speed 4 is the speed that you should use when you're using the slicer shredder attachment. Down the hatch. That's right, we're just gonna start adding our cauliflower. You put a little bit of pressure up here by hand, not too much, and you can just see it is absolutely shredding that. Now, I like to use my mixer bowl right under the machine. It just falls right in. Now take a look at this stuff, guys. It is nice and finely shredded. This is gonna mix in with the chicken very well. All right, guys, so I just got finished shredding up the cauliflower. Take a look-see here. There's about half of it left over, so I use only half a head of cauliflower. Now, take a look here in this bowl. You can see this stuff is nice. It's nice and finely shredded. This stuff is gonna incorporate really well into this ground chicken. Now, as far as the chicken goes here, guys, I have 5.75 pounds. Yeah, I think about half a head of cauliflower is gonna mix up real nicely with that. Now, I don't have an exact ratio on cauliflower to chicken because, well, like most good chefs, I don't measure, I cook with my heart. So now that we have all of the cauliflower finished up, it is time to move on to the chicken, the real base of the nugget. Let's get started. So one thing you'll notice, guys, this chicken, it is a little bit frozen still, and we want it like that. And the reason behind that is we're actually gonna run it through the meat grinder. Now, this is an all metal meat grinder. We do offer these on our website if you're interested. If you don't have a KitchenAid or a meat grinder, you can just go buy ground chicken at the store, I suppose, but this is way more fun. So what we're gonna wanna do with this chicken, we wanna go ahead and just kind of cut it into some strips here, guys. Something like this. If you wanna go ahead and maybe hack that in half there, maybe instead of a strip, it's a chunk, that's fine. Anything to make sure it's gonna fit down into your grinder. Take a look at how cold this chicken is. You can actually see condensation on this meat grinder. That's cool. Now again here, we're gonna wanna turn this mixer on to speed 4, and then we're just gonna start taking some of our chicken, and we're just gonna go ahead and drop it down the hole. Now you should have what's called a push rod here. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna kind of give some light pressure there, not too much. Take a look at that. It is just shredding that chicken like it is nothing. Yeah, that's our final product there. One thing I love about this big tray on the top of the grinder, you can really just store a bunch of meat up there as you start to shove her on down in the hole. Remember, keep your fingers away from the business, and you really don't ever want to go past this portion right here. And we'll go ahead and just plunge it out. So I just finished up washing the slicer and shredder because, well, my wife says if I leave another dish in this house for a video, she's going to murder me. That's not a threat, it's a promise. So next, what I've done here, I have taken that cauliflower and I have mixed it in with all of that ground chicken. Now, as stated, we have about 4.5 pounds of chicken here. I'm gonna give you the measurements as we go here. Guys, they don't have to be exact. It's a chicken nugget. You can't mess it up. But that being said, most of the ground chicken that you get from the store, so if you're not grinding your own, which you should be because, well, it's a lot more fun this way. But if you're not, most of the chicken you get from the store is gonna be in a 1 pound pack. And so just divide all the measurements I give you by 5. And those of you that still don't get it, that's this many. Hi. All right, take a look here. We have all of our ingredients. We have the black pepper, we have the salt, we have the garlic powder, we have the onion powder, we have the paprika. We're also gonna want some eggs. Now, along with all of that, we're also gonna want some flour. Now, you can use really any type of flour for this. And then this last part, it's a little crummy. We need some breadcrumbs. Now, the way this recipe goes, you want 1 cup of cauliflower for each pound of chicken. You also want 1 egg for each pound of chicken. So let's get to cracking. All right, the test. Can I crack 2 eggs at once? Not good, but yes, I can. Oh, gotta pick out the shells, All right, there we go. All right, now it's time for all of the seasonings. So we're gonna start with garlic powder. We need 1 teaspoon per pound. Next, for the onion powder, guys, we're also gonna need 1 teaspoon per pound on that as well. Now, next we're moving on to paprika here, and we're gonna wanna put 1/2 teaspoon per pound. Now we're gonna move on to the salt here, guys. We're also gonna do 1/2 teaspoon per pound on the salt as well. Now, don't get too heavy-handed. It's really easy to go overboard on the salt. I have done that on occasion, not with this, but other recipes, and I have just paid dearly for it. And if you're looking to spice up your life a little bit, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper per pound. Oh, sorry there, I didn't see it. We're gonna wanna put 1/4 cup of flour per pound of that chicken. Take a look at that. What a heaping pile of chicken and seasonings and eggs. Now this flour, this is really just to help bind everything together. So that chicken can actually be pretty wet. So this flour is just gonna kind of help dry everything up. The egg is also gonna help bind the meat together. The flour is gonna kind of dry everything up to make sure that you can form nice little nuggets. All right, now that we've got all the main ingredients incorporated, we need to go ahead and just mix this up. So let's get right into it. Holy smokes, I found a whole eggshell in there. That wouldn't have been good. Now, at this point, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Mr. Mixer, why aren't you using a mixer? Well, yeah, I know it seems a little counterintuitive not to be, but this is a lot of chicken. I don't think that this would fit in my 5-quart bowl. If I was just gonna do a couple pounds of it, oh yeah, no problem, would have thrown it right in the mixer. I guess I could have done 2 separate, batches, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like to get my hands dirty. All right, so we have reached our desired consistency here. Take a look at that. We're gonna come over, we're gonna set the oven to 425. We're gonna bake that at 425. Then you're gonna wanna get yourself a big ass baking tray and some non-stick parchment paper. We're gonna go ahead and lay that down and we're gonna get ready to start making our nuggets. Now, I do have an air fryer over there. You can do this recipe in an air fryer, but I have so much to do, it's just gonna need to go on this big giant tray. Now, while that oven is preheating, we're gonna get our breadcrumbs here. We're gonna get ourselves a little plate, and we're gonna go ahead and just line this plate with some breadcrumbs here. So what we'll wanna do here is we're just gonna want to form some little nuggets here, guys, about a 1/2 inch thick or so. Let's go ahead and drop those in the breadcrumbs. Get those guys nice and coated in the crumbs. And then we can go ahead and transfer these over to the parchment paper on the baking tray, and these are gonna be ready to go in the oven once we line this all up. Now you can make these nuggets as big or as small as you want. Take a look. I mean, mine are probably like a little bit bigger than like a $1/2 size. All right, take a look at that. So we have 30 nuggets on the tray. There is still a lot of chicken left in that bowl. But that's okay because I plan to make a metric F ton of nuggets. All right, let's go ahead and slide these in the oven, guys. We are talking at 425 for 15 minutes, and we're gonna flip and do another 15. Yeah, that's right, 15 minutes on one side, flip, do the other 15. These are getting ready to be done, so we'll pull those out in just a second. Oh yes, take a look at these. They're coming out so well. Let's flip these and get these back in the oven for that second 15 minutes. All right, the 30 minutes is up. We're back, baby. We went ahead and put the next tray in the oven. Let's take a look at the finished product here. Take a look at that. This looks absolutely amazing. Now this is still really hot, but you know I'm a dummy. I'm gonna have to try. Oh, hot. That is good. That is amazing. So hot tip, if you wanted these to brown up a little bit better, you know, you could have sprayed a little Pam on top of them. You could have egg washed them. You could have, you know, put a little bit of olive oil on top. All of the above would have browned them up a little more, but these are nice. They are crunchy. These are amazing. And the cherry on top is I had just enough to make myself a fritter. This guy's about to go in the pan. Well, thanks for sticking around. I truly hope that you enjoyed this recipe. You should really try it. It is absolutely delicious. It gets my stamp of approval, which I do not give that, you know, often. Now again, this is a little bit different than my traditional content, but you know, it is within the realm of what I do, guys. I repair the mixers, I show you how to do that stuff. Obviously, I cook, I homestead, I do all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing out some videos like this, show you a little bit more detail of, you know, my day-to-day life and what I like to do in my free time. You know, let me know if you like the video. Let me know if this is something that you want to see, and hopefully it is, because, well, it's coming either way. Anyways, if this video even brought you a modicum of joy, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.